Welcome to the English class. Let's discuss the remaining part of the third level written by Jack Finney. The clerk figured out the fare and he glanced at my fancy hatband, but he figured the fare and I had enough for 2 coach tickets one way. At the third level, Charlie went to the ticket window to buy tickets for himself and his wife to travel to Galesburg, Illinois. The clerk at the ticket window calculated the fare. Charlie had just enough money to travel one way to Galesburg, Illinois. Charlie was told by the clerk that the money he had was not a legal currency. If he tried to cheat him, then he would have to pay for it. Charlie realized that the currency used in the 1890s was different from Charlie's present time, and it was nearly double the size. I turned away and got out fast. There is nothing nice about jail even in 1894. Therefore, Charlie went away quickly from there because he did not want to be imprisoned, as jail life even in those times was not good at all. And that was that. I left the same way I came, I suppose. Charlie said that he came out of the third level the same way he had got in. The following day, he withdrew almost all the money they had, that is $300 out of the bank, and exchanged them for old style currency at a premium. At a premium means some additional amount added to an ordinary price or change. His psychiatrist friend Sam was worried to know that. You can buy old money at almost any coin dealers, but you have to pay a premium. My $300 bought less than 200 in old style bills, but I didn't care. Eggs were 13 cents a dozen in 1894. Charlie could get less than $200 in old style currency for the $300 that he had. But he was not bothered because one could buy a dozen eggs for 13 cents in 1894. That means that living expenses were much less in 1894 compared to the period in which Charlie had been living. But I have never again found the corridor that leads to the third level at Grand Central Station, although I have tried often enough. But Charlie said, after exchanging the currency, he went looking for the third level at the Grand Central Station several times, but he could not find it. It disappointed him. Louisa was pretty worried when I told her all this and didn't want me to look for the third level anymore, and after a while I stopped. His wife was worried when he told her about the disappearance of the third level at the Grand Central. She advised him to never look for it again. After looking for it for a few times without any success, Charlie gave up his search for the third level altogether. I went back to my stamps. Charlie then went back to his stamp collection once again to find some relief from his day-to-day problems. But now we are both looking every weekend. But Charlie and his wife were looking for the third level every weekend, because now we have proof that the third level is still there. And he said that he had the proof that the third level really existed. My friend Sam Weiner disappeared, nobody knew where, but I sort of suspected because Sam's a city boy and I used to tell him about Galesburg. I went to school there and he always said he liked the sound of the place, and that's where he is in 1894. He said his friend Sam Weiner, who was a city boy, disappeared and nobody knew where he had gone to. Charlie had told Sam about his childhood experiences in Galesburg. He had lived there as a child and gone to school there. Sam was very pleased and satisfied to hear about Galesburg because Galesburg was a place of peace and serenity. He liked that place. Therefore, Charlie felt that Sam had gone to Galesburg of 1894. What was the proof that Charlie giving us to prove his point that the third level really existed. He said, one night when he was going through his stamp collection, he found the proof. He got the proof. That's why he writes there. Because one night, fuzzing with my stamp collection, I found. Found what? Found the proof. Well, do you know what a first day cover is? Then he goes on to explain what is the first day cover. When a new stamp is issued, the collectors buy the new stamp on the very first day of its sale and use it and mail an envelope to their own address to get the postmark to prove the date. The envelope is empty and is not meant to be opened. They keep it as it is without opening, as they have just put a blank paper in it. There is no message written in that first day cover. That night, Charlie found one first day cover which he did not expect it to be there among his oldest first day covers. He said it was mailed to his grandfather at his home in Galesburg. But there it was. It was there because someone had mailed it to my grandfather at his home in Galesburg. That was what the address on the envelope said. And it had been there since July 18, 1894. The postmark showed that. Yet I didn't remember it at all. The stamp was a 6-cent dull brown with a picture of President Garfield. He said that first day cover had been there since July 18, 1894. The stamp cost 6 cents and it was dull brown with the image of the then President Garfield. Naturally, when the envelope came to Granddad in the mail, it went right into his collection and stayed there till I took it out and opened it. Naturally, when the envelope came to Granddad in the mail means when the envelope came, the first day cover came, Granddad did not open it. He just kept it in his collection because the Granddad thought that it was the first day cover he himself had mailed to him. And that first day cover was kept there without opening till Charlie took it out and opened it. The paper inside wasn't blank. Unusually, in this particular first day cover, the paper inside that was kept was not blank. Normally in the first day covers, people keep blank sheets, blank paper. But in this particular one, the paper was not blank. It was something was written in that. And what was written in that? The letter was mailed in the address of Charlie's grandfather, 941 Willett Street, Galesburg, Illinois. It was dated July 18, 1894. Inside the letter, it was addressed Charlie. I got to wishing that you were right. Then I got to believing you were right. Inside, it was written that Sam wished whatever Charlie had told him about the third level and Galesburg was true. Then I got to believing you were right. Later, he was confirmed that whatever Charlie had told him was true. I found the third level. And one day, Sam had actually found the third level. He then traveled to Galesburg. I have been here 2 weeks and right now down the street at the Dalles. Sam said that he had been in Galesburg for 2 weeks. He said he was down the Dalles street. Someone was playing piano. People were at the front porch relaxing, singing the song Seeing Nellie Home. He even had been invited for lemonade. Come on back, Charlie and Louisa. Keep looking till you find the third level. It's worth it. Believe me, the note is signed Sam. Sam encouraged Charlie and Louisa to keep looking for the third level and get to Galesburg. It was worth going there as it was free from all modern distress and worries. The letter was written by Sam and undersigned by him. So in this letter, Sam said whatever Charlie said was true, and he managed to find the third level, and he reached the third level, and there he was living a very stress-free life, and therefore he invited and encouraged Charlie and his wife Louisa to keep looking for the third level and try to reach Galesburg. The first proof that Charlie gave for the existence of the third level, the place where his friend had gone to, was the first day cover that was mailed to his grandfather in Galesburg. The second proof he gave was the purchase of the $800 worth of old style currency by Sam. At the stamp and coin store I go to, I found out that Sam bought $800 worth of old style currency. Charlie found out from the coin store that Sam had purchased $800 worth of old style currency, and that old style currency belonged to a period of 1894. This was a proof that Sam had gone to Galesburg. That ought to set him up in a nice little feed and grain business. Charlie said that with that money Sam could set up a hay, feed and grain business. He always said that's what he really wished he could do, and he certainly can't go back to his old business. Sam was happy he could do what he wanted to do at Galesburg, that was to set up a hay, feed and grain business. Anyhow, Sam could not continue with his psychiatrist business, as in 1894 people were not so stressed out and therefore did not require his services. Not in Galesburg, Illinois in 1894, his old business. Why? Sam was my psychiatrist. Charlie gave the proof of the existence of the third level, but somehow we can say that Charlie could not get out of the waking dream wish fulfillment. He had created a world of his own to escape from the modern day problems and stress and worries of a world that was hit badly by the world wars. He is still trapped in that waking dream wish fulfillment.